Shabbat Shalom. So how was your week? Pretty normal, right? Totally uneventful, nothing much going on. For many of us, these times feel like being on a roller coaster. Going up, going down, good news, bad news, something strengthening, something terrifying, all in the span of a number of days. We keep jumping from one thing to the next. We're still processing yesterday while at the same time bracing for what's coming tomorrow. I find myself feeling gratitude and relief in one instance, and then worry and overwhelm in the next. And if I have to put it into words, this week feels like we are playing emotional whack-a-mole, as if our inner voices are constantly asking, is this good for the Jews? Yes? Okay, phew. No? Stay alert. Is this good for Americans? Yes? Thank God. No? Keep watching. Is this good for humanity? And round it goes. It's really exhausting. Yes, we have so much to be grateful for, and yes, there is also so much that's deeply upsetting. It's a strange thing to hold both at the same time. This week's Torah portion brings us the story of Korach and his rebellion. Korach and his followers rebel against Moses and Aaron, challenging their relationship. In a dramatic episode, these rebels are instructed to offer incense in their fire pans as a test to see whether God will choose them or Aaron and Moses to lead the Israelites. When the rebels offer their incense, they are consumed by a divine fire. And then God makes an odd demand. God instructs the Israelites to transform their pans left behind, the ones that the rebels have left behind, into sheets that will serve as plating for the holy altar. God doesn't reject the fire pans that had been used as instruments of destruction. Rather, God asks the Israelites to transform them, rendering them into something sacred. What if aspects of our life experiences, the ones that we find chaotic or painful, our anger, our anxiety, and our fear, aren't meant to be thrown away either? What if they're meant to be melted down, reshaped, and even made holy? Perhaps anger can be transformed into justice. Perhaps fear can be transformed into vigilance for what really matters. A Hasidic master teaches, our soul has different qualities, like anger or pride, which can be harnessed in the service of holiness. Even anger, when directed against injustice, is a form of divine passion. In other words, anger, when purified, can become passion for justice. The task is not suppression, but elevation. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai and saw the Israelites had built an idol, the golden calf, in anger he threw down the holy tablets with the 10 Commandments. They shattered. But it may have been this very shattering that finally woke the Israelites up. Moses' anger jolted them to their senses, and they awaited the new tablets in contrition. Perhaps this is why both sets of tablets, both the broken with the whole, were carefully carried across the desert to be housed in the holiest place in the temple. The broken tablets were transformed into something sacred. Many of us are feeling jostled in light of current events. Things are happening so quickly, and the world is changing at such a speed that we don't even have time to process what things mean before something else happens. As the news cycle keeps changing, we feel unmoored, and we often don't know what to think. We are vulnerable. There's a lot to worry about. But we can rise to the moment. We can do everything in our power to not disengage from our sense of vulnerability. Rather, we can begin to transform pain into purpose. We can refuse to let overwhelm paralyze us. We can channel our energies towards repair. By refusing to stay silent, we open up possible paths of connection. In this way, we can turn our vulnerability into a shared pursuit of justice. We don't get to choose what happens in life. We carry the whole story. God invites us to bring all of it, the heartbreak and the hope, and build something sacred. Shabbat Shalom.